Okie dokie. Let's pull up the chat and get everything set up. I don't want to be doing mobile streaming, thanks. Okay, stream manager, bring that up so I can bring the chat up. Yo! How's it going, dude? I'm not too bad, brother. Yourself? Yeah. Ah, fair play, fair play. Just about to get this Tier 2 race underway. I can't race, I'm a Tier 1 driver. I'm not allowed. I'm too quick, mate. Fortis was gonna be hopping in. But I'm sure if you... fair play. He's hopped up. I don't know where he's gone. Hello, Pio join me. I'll take that. I'll take Pio joining me. Let's go. I mean, missed the most spiciest of it, all the action. It is pretty much game over at this point. Both championships are settled. Constructors is put to bed by McLaren, and Tanadran has won the championship in the McLaren. We've got two people who have taken the McLarens, who are neither in the McLarens. Just need to get out. Get out of the cars. They're not for you. You need to fucking take the piss. Yeah, mate. Shouldn't have read that. Why did I read that? Ugh. What time are we on? We are on 58. The race is being selected. It is China. I think it's China. Was it China? I thought it was something else. I might have gotten myself mistaken. Jesus. Even I don't know the track, guys. It's game over now. So Fortis and the main channel will be joining us. He, unfortunately, due to holidays, admins are kind of lacking, so Fortis does need to stay in for one lap just to ensure that the start is done correctly and everybody is obviously not going to ready up straight off the rip, and we can find the culprits who do. We are slowly filling up. We're up to 18 out of 24 so far. Seven o'clock it is. Oh, the time has flown on by. It is almost time to get ourselves underway. I think we are just going to be collecting the last few people before it does. So that's the Fortis. There we go. So hopefully that will be able to link our chats up so I can actually see what's on the main channel as well. Hopefully Fortis will actually just jump into the box as well so everybody can hear me on the main channel. What is happening? Why are we taking a while? Is this all connected? I don't know if this is connected to the mainstream yet. I hope it is. Wait, there we go. We've got the shared chat, so we can see the chat of both parties now. Beautiful stuff. So, China. Lovely Grand Prix. I love racing around here. I didn't think it was China, but I don't know. It could just be what's preset for the time being. Fortis is... what was it? I'm not entirely sure what that said. There we go. We're starting to pull some bodies in. Good evening, guys. How we doing? Thanks for joining. We are minutes away from getting this race underway, or qualifying underway, for the Chinese Grand Prix in Div 2 of TTYB. Another spectacular race is going to befold us. Lots of opportunities to go side by side and for some chaos to ensue. I think that's what we all joined Div 2 to watch. Let's be fair. Wow, man. Starting to rack everybody in. We got 17. Somebody has dropped out. What has happened here? Oh, wait. We got Rio and Fortis in here. Maybe it's Rio that's joining us. Or is there going to be 3 of us? What's going on here? Wee. Hello. I'm streaming it from my personal, and I'm already linked with the TTYB page. I think Fortis is streaming it from the TTYB at the moment. Oh, here we go. Good evening. Ten. Going to Down Under. It's going to be another great race around here. The split one race was absolutely spectacular, so hoping we can get more of the same here today. A special guest here with us as well today, Rio. What? I mean, we both had a race round where we absolutely annihilated the field, and it got us kind of booted from split 2. I was a Madring for mine. Ed. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult. I think they got to kind of watch out for Tanajan, who's going to be the lobby host in radio. Ooh. Don't forget that. Yeah, make sure that's on. So, championship has been signed, sealed, and delivered to McLaren in both constructors and in the drivers, with Mammut securing that. In last week's Monza Grand Prix, untouchable season for Tanajan so far. Nobody has really had an answer for him. Maybe yourself, Fortis, but I wasn't allowed to stay. He certainly has. He certainly has, and he's had to do. He has had to show his hand quite a lot though. Starting further down the field at quite a handful of Grand Prix, and still managing to find his way to a podium finish, if not a race win. So maybe we can expect more of the same from our championship winner in today's Grand Prix. Last to first challenge. Yeah. Nah, I think as well for the final race we should do like, you know how you used to play football on the streets when you were younger, and it would be like the last goal wins. If he doesn't win the last race either, he's not the champion. Take it away from him. As we are going to get some bodies moving onto the field, we've got Morty and looks like the Gurphy is heading out onto circuit. Tier 1 champ is 90% up. I mean, I can't. I'm my dyslexic. I'm not too sure what you mean by that, Yuri. Can any of you guys help me with this? My old age is not helping. Fucking hell. As we got quite a lot of bodies now making out onto the field, it's going to be a very busy circuit for anyone trying to lay down the fastest lap. Hopefully everybody can keep the wits about them and not cause any incidents in qualifying. We've had quite a handful of them over the season gone. It was a. There was quite a lot of action. Was that the tier 1 race, or the tier 2 race? Because we've had a race in both of those now. As we'll start riding on board with a few people who are flying out on the laps. Let's get the lap data up, track map and everything. There we go. So riding on board here with the Gurphy, a nice solid first sector, 127 flat, almost, 27.5 maybe. I didn't quite catch the point afters. A lot of battery usage down into sector 2. He's burning quite heavily. A nice little slipstream coming up from the car in front. He's going to be very happy with this. Andy's race starts aren't always there, are they? They have indeed. However, there has been a slight regression over the past 2 races that I've seen from his race starts. Hopefully he doesn't have any of that sort of those sort of problems today. As Razak gets himself heavily onto the curbs there for the final couple of corners, going into the final sector. 30% charge on his battery. He should have a nice juicy amount to run to the line. And can he challenge here for the some of the top spots to the line? And it's a 118.2, so it gets him up onto this front row of the grid, up into pole, second place. My apologies. 5 tenths clear of 3rd place, and a good 3 tenths gap to find for the pole position. As he a lot of time still to find there for Tanadran if he wants to even remotely challenge for the top spot. 1 second behind our pole sitter at the moment. Championship leader maybe just taking his time, finding his groove. Or is this going to be one of the circuits where he's not able to show his full hand of strength? Ooh, I'm gonna throw out there a 1:17.6 for the pole time. I reckon there's a bit of time to find if James is gonna find it, but I mean, it's gonna take something special at this point, I reckon. A lot of track evolution, maybe. Oh, that's an invalidation. As the Aston needs to make sure to not get caught up behind him. We'll ride on both with third for the rest of their lap. Let's have a try and balance this out. See if the Aston Martin can challenge for somewhere up on the top of the grid. The sole Aston Martin in this race today. 3 thousandths down on the fastest sector 1 time. A lot of battery burnt. And nothing for the rest of this run. It's probably going to be an abandonment of this lap. As... Okay, fair play. Cheers, Rio. Thank you for joining us. Show the world, well, the professionals that do tier 1 and then us in tier 2. As Firth has managed to still find the speed to hold their time here. They're gonna run down to the line. All of the battery is spent already. to the line, and it's a 2 tenths improvement up into P9 for Firth. Plenty of time yet to find, but a nice representative improvement to their previous lap. Certainly is. I think a lot of these drivers are going to struggle here with battery management, ensuring that they're not always going 100% power. It is faster to lift, and weirdly enough, and it goes against every fibre of the drivers being as Big Vin has picked up a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Morty. Morty is now DNF'd from the session. What has happened here, Fortis? That is not good at all. Hopefully you can get a clip of that, as James has improved on his fastest lap time and has laid down a gauntlet of a time, a 1:17.769. Getting very close, getting very close. Now let's try and find some other drivers, as we are kind of a little bit offset with knowing who's doing what, with us getting a little bit sidetracked with that incident. Four attempts of improvement in Sector 1, that is a very strong time according to the game, and then apparently it's 1.2 down, so maybe he's not improving. No batteries being spent. So James is making his way back into the pit lane. Extreme Jag as invalidated. Tanadran is on an outlap. Spyro is on an outlap and will be the next driver to cross the line and begin a lap. So sit with Spyro and they get ready to jump back to Tanadran when if he invalidates. You tried moving. Vinny's said he tried moving out of the way. Bit unfortunate. Obviously these things happen. Just make sure you've clipped the incident and have your defense ready, just in case it does get reported. As Spyro has managed to hold back on a lot of battery here. 2 temps down in Sector 1, but has got a lot of battery here to play with down the next back straight. Battery burning all the way. Down to 30% here. Gotta make sure you leave a little in the pocket for the next part of the section. Regain into the S's. He's up on his time. It's nice onto the curbs. He's spent a little bit too much battery though down the main back straight, and there's none remaining for this next straight. Can he still find the time to improve through Sector 2? Sector 3, my apologies. Very deep, almost touches the grass, and that is lap time in the bin for Spyro. Ride now on board with Tanadran, who is going through into Sector 3. Slight clip of the curb, ride onto the exit, nice and tight. Little lift of the throttle, all the curbage, nice and slow into the section. Don't get it crossed up, don't be too early on the power. Foot to the floor, battery to the line. And Tanadran is laying it down a time of a 1:19.0, and no improvement there for Tanadran. As we have CR7 here, starting a flying lap through turns 1 and 2, a little bit wider than you'd like to be, but it's not all too bad as time can still be found throughout the rest of the lap. Nice and tight, little bit of curb usage early on the power, not using too much battery as you don't want to be burning it all away. Nice and tight for this next corner, early on the power, grass on the inside tower, but it shouldn't really mess up your time here. Battery usage all the way down to 0. He's gonna not have a lot of battery here for sector 3. A car in front here clips the curb and he's gone hella wide and he's gonna abandon his lap there. Unfortunate for CR7. Will he have enough time to recover enough battery? Who knows? Let's hope, as he's gonna get out of the way for the car behind. Tanadran has stopped on track. He's just getting out of the way of people, it looks like. As we'll ride on berth, yeah, let's ride on berth. As a great improvement from Gurphy to say that he absolutely bottled his final corner, 2 temps gained, finds himself now sat in 3rd place, enough time on the clock to go around and do another lap should he have the fuel, and pray he has the fuel. As Razak has found the time and has closed in to put a challenge onto James here, 2,000th separates the top 2 here. Can either of them find the time to break into that 1:17.6 or the 1:17.5 that has been predicted as the pole position time? I will sit on board with Razak in the Ferrari. He's going to obviously be getting ready for his lap, but I'm going to open this can as well. Two cars in front here, they have to make sure they get out of the way for the faster flying car. As Firth has retired from the session, I'm not sure what's happened to Firth. I was not riding on board, As we have a retirement on track of CRL7L Jingles, who does stay out of the way of these cars on the flying lap, but ooh. Do you think that's bad news bears there for you? We do not allow retirements on track. And he does. He says, hold my beer. The lap time is here. What a lap from James there. As we'll jump across now to Razak, who is going through sector 2. Has burnt a lot of battery. Battery management is not as strong as it was for James, but can Razak still find the time? Ooh, lag. Quite a lot of lag there for Razak. It looked like he was spinning out for me there for a second, and then he snapped back into reality. Hopefully that connection can sort itself out before the main race. To the line. Oh, Razak finds the time, a 1:17.309. James has been dispossessed of pole position here. RB 1, 2 and 3 though. Your championship leader down in P7, not able to find the time at all. Frustratingly shakes the wheels as he goes into the pit lane. Mexican wave. No improvement for Spyro. And that is it. That is your grid right there. Razaks, your pole position. Pole sitter, sorry. A 1:17.309. What a lap time. You put the lap together. So your top 10, Razaks P1, James P2, RVK in P3. Followed then by the McLaren of Girth in 4th. Then you had the two Alpines of Extreme Jag and Corksy in 5th and 6th. Your championship winner in P7. The two Williams of Corey and CRL7 in P8 and 9, and Spyro rounds out the top 10. Rico in P11, Firth down in 12th, Aman in 13th, and Patch in 14th. I do believe he will actually gain 1 place off the start, because I do believe I saw a flashing 5-place grid penalty for a collision between Big Vin and Morty. I mean, skills right there. If anyone says you've not got them, show them the start of this race here. Ad blocks. Skill. Didn't have to even show up. Well, you did. Exactly. Now, 5 minutes, guys. Please get your setups on. Make sure... Ah, somebody has readied up already. This is bad news, Bears. Oh, lordy. So, it is going to be an unfortunate restart. So, we all get a take 1 of Demolition Derby. Who do you believe is going to show us the most spectacular wipeout? I cannot speak today. It is going bad to worse for me. As we... Yes, they did. Yeah, I did mention that. Retire from the session, guys. If you do not retire before the end of Sector 1, I believe it is, or Sector 2, you will be starting from the back of this grid. Oh, wow. It doesn't look like, we know at the moment. Oh, a bit of a brook. Retire from the session, guys. There we go. Go to the toilet, get a drink if they need it. What a saving grace that will be for ad blocks as well. He will get to apply a setup. I don't think he got a chance to put a setup. He got disconnected. Ah, man. Well, let's get ourselves back into this lobby and try that one again. So yeah, let's also turn off the red flags. Yeah, it's really weird. Now let's get ad blocks back in as well. I'll invite him. James P2. Okay. Cats gonna do what cats are gonna do, Atomic, mate. That's what they do. A lot of people say it's not all lucky number. I don't believe in 13 being unlucky. Nice. Here we go. 5 minutes, guys. Yo, Dutch guy. Let's do it. Hello, Pat Mike. Yeah, it's easy. Let all the carnage will happen in front of you. Yeah, I don't think he could speak, could he, on this stream? Yeah. Hi, bye. Hi, bye. It's doable. Yeah, it's easy. You got this, mate. P6 or 5 incumbent? Nah, believe in yourself. P3 at least, podium. You got this. Anybody can finish anywhere. It's not even where you finish at the end of the race, because penalties can be applied and change the entire complexion of the order. How many times has that happened for us? Exactly. So, I mean, try and keep the racing clean. Make sure you clip any incidents that you find yourself in, whether you think it's an incident or not, and then you've got the evidence to be able to show that you did nothing wrong if you've done nothing wrong. Yeah. And for those who are just sitting and watching the stream, now it is the best opportunity to go to the toilet, get yourself a drink, get yourself some snacks, because you're not going to want to miss the start of the Australian Grand Prix in TTYB Div 2. It is going to be a lovely, chaotic little run through the first, well, I want to say the entirety of this lap. It is battery starved. The corners are close. Yeah, starting with 100%. That's why I try to use my first lap sparingly, because like, as much as I will recover quite a lot, you still find that, you know, the race is many laps long, so the longer you can hold on to a higher percentage, the better. Learning where to lift and coast, trying to stick in the slipstream with the cars in front, and in the overtake as well. Exactly. This is chaos, and we haven't even started. It wouldn't be TTYB without a bit of chaos now, would it? I do have some personal experience around here myself. I do remember making it around 2 corners around season 2 or 3 Australia before being absolutely wiped out by Bilbo. I think he just on this incident he got himself a little just crossed up on the curbs and lit up the rears, trying the no traction time. Much improvements. How many torpedo people are we going to see today? Oh, wow. Also Canada 3 wide. Correct, we should all be clean. Exactly. Clean racing equals fun racing. It is indeed. However, obviously, incidents can happen, mistakes can be made. At the end of the day, we are only human. However... Oh, jeez! Oh, wow. Let's hope they did not hear that. So everyone's being boring with their strats. Ooh. What we got? Let's have a look at the field right now. So we have a lot of medium runners and only Ahmad who is going to look to chance it maybe on the soft tyres. A one stop is very doable around here. I do believe it's 16 or 12 to 14 or so laps you can do on the medium tyres and then take it the rest of the distance on the hards. Maybe even box a little earlier if you've got a bit of bad tyre wear. Obviously, I like to try and get myself a little offset, so... People should be aware of cats around them and don't make stupid stuff. Yeah. Is this Australia? Yeah, it is, Sheehan, mate. It is indeed Australia today. Qualifying is over. The grid is set. What have we got? We got Razaks, who has taken pole position. Yeah, man. Does it say it anywhere else? I'm trying to like look around the screen to see if it says Australia anywhere to give it away. But no, that's good eyes, mate. That's how you've got it off that pit lane. Let's go. Here we go, guys. Ready up time. We will eventually get there. The stats. Here we go, as we go to 5 red lights for the Australian Grand Prix. And we are underway as Razaks takes us away from pole position, and James is going to look to maybe challenge into turn 1 if he has not had the best of starts, and it's like he's going to be falling, losing places. Both RBs have fallen down. RVK has now lost a position, as also to Tanadran. Your championship leader is battling away with RVK here, as we have people who have gone off in the background and lots of crashes here. It has lasted 3 corners. We have lasted 3 corners. Extreme Jag is out of the race. Front wings. As oh, it is indeed a virtual safety car. No yellow symbol on the track, but Mindlander is not gracing us with his presence. It looked like I didn't quite catch everything that happened. I was watching Tanadran in his battle with RVK, but it looked like RVK has run himself very wide, maybe had a bit of a spin, and it's just kind of collected the rest of the field going into turn number 3, I believe that is. The unluckiest person in all of that is Extreme Jag, as we are back to green flag racing, as Razaks has now got a jump of almost a second on the Gurphy in the McLaren, and your championship leader and championship winner, sorry, is chasing already up to P3 in this race. As Firth has picked up a 10-second time penalty boxing into the box for a fresh front wing. So has Morty for a fresh front wing. Rico and I believe that is RVK as well. Unfortunate lap 1 incidents for all of them, and no safety cars to keep them within the race. 2.5 seconds now your gap to Razaks to Firth in second place. The McLaren is not able to, at all to keep pace here, as we have another yellow flag towards the back, as RVK has once again spun on exit coming out of the pit lane and is making his way back onto circuit. It doesn't look like we're going to be hit with another safety car or a VSC. Hopefully he is indeed. Ooh, front wing damage. Maybe contact then with Morty on exit. Who knows? Unfortunately, we did not spot that in time. 3 seconds now. Your race leader has a gap to second place. Running away with this race is Razak right now, showing the field that the Ferraris have it all. Sorry, Fortis, go on. I'd like to say he could have ran away with P2. P2 just didn't seem to have the pace, or maybe he'd gotten a little bit caught unawares when the virtual safety car had got itself back into the box. Or maybe an absolute expel of the battery, as I have just gotten the telemetry up, and down to 0 almost for majority of that back straight was Razak there. Still managing to pull a gap on the cars behind, so I'm not entirely sure what's happening here. Maybe large amounts of battery management, as James has made a move there on CR7, and it looks like CR7 is going to look to fight that back with James. A little bit of wheel banging, and has taken the place back away. Robin is racing. We like to see it. Lovely move. And is James going to look to maybe mount a challenge back here? Battery is on his side, but the slipstream from the McLaren in front is not going to be helping James out in the slightest. A four-way fight here for P2 on the in this race right now, as we have quite a lot of penalties already being dished out. 4 laps into this race is not looking good for some of these drivers. Anything could happen in this race, Ethan. You never know. As James has made a move back once again on CR7, and it's looking like he's going to try to make a switch back once again, but gets a little bit crossed up, getting very close to the rear end of that RB, as the RB has managed to keep the gap now. And he's going to look to set his sights on the McLaren of the Gurphy, who has conceded a place now to his teammate and championship leader, or championship winner, sorry, once again. Who is going to... As Big Finn has seemed to have lost now a place to the Ahmad, who was very close to the rear end of him. So stewards may definitely want to take a look at that one, should the reports come in. Now let's go back on board. So we've kind of got 2 little groups here. We've got our race leader, who has run away with this. 7 seconds now, the gap to the rest of the field, as second down to 5th are fighting over the podium places that remain. And then another 5-second gap to another little group of cars, 6 down to 8th. It's does indeed. It does indeed. A lot. Very wide on exit. He's going to struggle now to maybe keep the place to both McLarens. He's going to send it late on the brakes and hold that place to the Gurphy. I almost said it again. Jesus. Oh, man. That's going to catch me out, that name. It is really going to catch me out. As James is now going to have to defend like a lion to hold on to this podium. Looks like nothing on towards for that main straight there. Lots of action to try and keep up with, but nobody really making a move right now. Everyone just trying to settle in and find a rhythm. Hopefully the rhythm can be found very soon and people can get a bit of a move on, as the championship leader is looking to maybe shape a move upon his teammate, thinks better of it. He's going to wait now for this main back straight, as he's going to line one up. He's got to be careful not to lose a place here to CR7 in the Williams, who is going to look to make a quick little move, as his teammate has pushed him out wide, and CR7 has flown past both of them and said thank you very much. No love there from teammates, as the Gurphy has gone very wide and has clouted the wall, but managed to gain the place. I mean, a gap now forming though. 1.5, the gap to James in the RB. Can James pull a gap here, stretch his legs and try and stay far away from these battles to not lose too much time, and maybe have a chance of pulling in the race leader of Razak's, who is 9.5 seconds ahead right now. Does Tier 2 drivers always randomly drive off the track? I'd like to say no, but it happens quite often. So yeah, I suppose it does. It is, as long as they don't, as long as if they get a warning for going off and the game gives them a penalty, then fair play. If they've gained an unfair lasting advantage, they might get penalised by the stewards for it. It is what it is. As we've got CR7 who's now looking to get back past the Gurphy. It's going to go side by side. No, he's not. He's going to pull out of that and let the McLaren hold on to the podium place at the moment, and is going to try and recover maybe some battery to make an attack. A lot of drivers are not filling up their recharge bubbles on the telemetry from what I can see. A lot of battery going amiss there as Tanadran sitting very pretty now with 90% battery, but has dropped a second out of the overtake mode and is going to start losing time now to his teammate and CR7. As Slings has had a little bit wide excursion there and gone off the circuit. Hey, Robin, thank you for the tier 1 subscription, my friend. I think we're a little bit deep into the stream to start. No, it's alright. I don't think it'll be too much of a problem. We just can't have too many. However, I'd like to say a little bit of fighting in the mid-pack has kind of caused that gap to overinflate, but yes, definite pace on his side to still be extending to this point, with James also having no one to fight with now. The top 2 sitters on the grid are as they were, as so 20% for Lings as he's going to make a move on the Gurphy. Gurphy down to 20% also is doing a good job to try and recover as much as possible whilst staying competitive. You would like to believe so, as we're going to go onto the broadcast view and not go the wrong direction, and we're going to ride on board here with Tanadran. Is a move possible here? It looks like Lings is going to want to try and make a move on the Gurphy, and it looks like nothing on towards once again. Tanadran once again very close to the rear end. Can a move be shaped here? Or is he going to sit and watch these two battles some more? Bleeding time to P1 and P2 should he wish to go for that race win. However, very passive. Maybe he's wanting to try and allow us. We've got a yellow flag out on circuit. It looks like a Cadillac might have gotten themselves a little bit crossed up into turn 1 and 2. Trying to find who that might have been. It was Morty. Maybe coming out of the pit lane that I saw and just running wide. Once again, running wide out of turns 4, 5 and 6. Not a good day for Morty in the Cadillac at the moment. Still alive though. Ooh, it does indeed. Yeah, front end plate missing there for Morty. Hopefully he can... he doesn't have to box again and go a lap down, but maybe he's already a lap down actually. Let's have a look. He is, as we got VSC. We have a VSC. It looks like the Haas boys, Atomic Sniper and Morty look to have gotten a little bit crossed up maybe. I don't... No, it's not. It looks like it was Ahmad and Atomic then maybe getting a little bit crossed up on one another. My mistake. Oh no. It goes from bad to worse for Big Vin there, as RVK has decided to get himself into the box and put on some fresh new tyres. Has this been upgraded to a full safety car? Is it? I was about to say, I do see a yellow dot out on track. It's still saying VSC on my screen. However, Big Vin has had a big crash by the sounds of things. No, they have boxed Fortis. They have all boxed in the top 6 at the moment. It looks like everybody is going to be boxing and putting some fresh boots on their car. 11 laps deep. Mediums have run the distance they need to. Hard's very capable of being able to take them to the end. However, it is going to be a bit of a struggle to keep them tyres alive. And Razak pitted under the VSC. He boxed just before the safety car actually got called into a full safety car. However, is he still a lap down? He is indeed a lap down. It looks like P1 has let him go by though, so he has now unlapped himself officially and is back on the lead lap. So, as long as he does not need to box, he can certainly get himself back into this race. Certainly. I'd like to say it's the gentleman things to do on the grid. Obviously, the unspoken rules of the sport. You find yourself a lap down, you might as well let the car behind go, as long as everyone else is aware and you can do it safely. I don't see why it's a problem. Softs. Yeah, they certainly are going to burn up with the heat around Australia, mixed in with the high abrasion, as Morty has picked up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting under the safety car, trying to catch up, it looks like. However, maybe safety cars breeding safety cars. Going onto a set of softs now, just to save your next set, maybe, I don't know. It is indeed, as we are just waiting for the 10th down to 16th to catch up to the back end of the safety car, and we shall hopefully be getting these back under running. Basically everyone on the same strategy. Boring. I don't know, I feel like a few of the people, certainly the top 10 are on the same strategy, but everyone beneath that has unfortunately ran into incidents, so no one stopped for them. Oof. That's a unfortunate downfall on positions there. However, plenty of this race left to go. Another lap behind the safety car to allow the field to try and re-engage in this race. Hopefully RVK can catch up to the back and get himself back into it, as it looks like Itsu Patch has boxed once again. Right, let me see if I can invite him back in before this safety car gets back underway. I do not. He's not online. It is very unfortunate. I am trying for you, my friend. I do not know why you're not appearing online. Yeah, man. Let me know when you're back in. We can get you in. Still not showing online yet. I'll let you do the talking whilst I kind of wait for him to show up on my friends list. If this race gets underway. There he is. Invite sent. Invite has been sent. James, quickly, my friend, get yourself back into this race. There we go. As we got to be very careful here. I'm going to watch towards the back of this grid as it's going to get very close up as everyone is going to be unawares of the slowing field around them. RVK and Itchy Patch still trying to catch up to the back of this field. I'm not entirely sure. Razak's fallen down the field. Oh, it does, and there's a massive gaps formed here as the Gurphy is going to look to send one down. James having already started his run down to the line. I think the side-by-side is fair as the Gurphy is going to take the race lead away from James. An upset here as James thought maybe a chance to run away and claim his maiden win here in TTYB. Lots he's going to have to do if he's going to want a challenge for that, as CR Lings has gotten by Tanadran and Tanadran as well has gotten past Razak. There's a bit of contact between Corey and Ahmad going through turns 5, 6 and 7. I had to put a little bit of a pause. I'm not trying to make that joke. Very jumpy as James is falling down the field. James once again maybe disconnected from this field as it looked like he was ghosted there. I'm not entirely sure what's happening here. Hopefully he can regain that. As your new race leader, Gurphy, 7/10 of a second over CR7 Lings. The McLaren 1-3. McLaren dominance is once again returning in Div 2. Certainly is. Hopefully you can get that all sorted here. As no real change here for the lead of this race, as we have an Alpine looking to shape a move, but nothing on towards at the moment. Adblock's picking up a 3-second time penalty in this race is not going to be helpful in his charge to finish higher up this grid. It looks like a 2-second gap now has formed between the top 3 and the rest of the field, so should they not battle too heavy, they could run away with this and once again create another monstrous gap where the field cannot catch. Have we got any update on his connection, as it looks like he's making a move here on Rico, and I've just about missed that, unfortunately. All of his battery spent to do so. Spyro, the next car up in front, to try and reclaim his places. A lot of charging that he's going to have to do. Connection is still very spiky and spotty. Trying to leave plenty of room to the cars around him to has not caused an issue, but has lagged into the gravel and has spun out and has crashed into a... He's DNF'd as a safety car as... Contact. It looked like contact between Rico and Razak's after Razak's had lit it up onto the gravel and tried to get back onto track. Very unfortunate. None of the front runners pit. Adblock's up to P7 now. Looks like he can do quite a lot of damage if he can keep this charge on that he's got going. Obviously, the 3-second penalty is not going to be helpful, but he's doing a very good job to say that he did not get any laps in it for qualifying and is essentially just started. I get a drink, man. Ooh. Okay. Hydrate, mother truckers. Mother truckers. Not pace directly, it's the fact that everyone else will not be in the position that they're supposed to be in on the screen. It did look like he caused a little bit of chaos with his laggy connection towards the back. Now, it looks like we've got a bit of movement going on towards the back of the field. RBK, Ahmad, Rico, all trying to catch up to the back end of the field as Razak has left the session. Very unfortunate there for Razak, unfortunately showing a monstrous pace in this race, and his connection has let him down. I wonder where we saw that, where we last saw that happen. As it looks like we're going to have another lap around this safety car, so more time for the cars behind to catch back up. Oof, that would be brutal, that mid-race. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he didn't have a chance to get back into his car until after the restart, and it just kind of caused a bit of the chaos. So he maybe waited a second to take control. I'm not entirely sure. Obviously paid the price with a few position loss, but with the pace that James was showing in qualifying and in the first part of this race, he could surely make the comeback drive to maybe claim a win here in TTYB. I don't believe you're too far. I don't think you're too far from it. There has already been some very close action between the two McLarens. A fair old squeeze from the Gurphy on Tanadran, making him go the long way around the outside in Sector 2. Kind of opened the door for CR7 Lings to jump them both, as we have the safety car in this lap. As Gurphy is going to slow the field down. Hopefully people can catch on that we're slowing down and not rear-end one another. As we have an overtake in the background, as Patch has overtaken Morty. And that's going to cause issues between them two. It looks like Patch has given the place back. Fair play to Patch. Thank you very much, my friend. As Morty has rear-ended the back end of Rico and has jumped him off the start. Looks like we're going to have a two-way fight here. Both Williams, both McLarens. Can any of them... Well, can they run away from the rest of the field and make it just a four-way battle for this race win? Who knows? James is going to want to be stepping on this gas, making sure he does not lose the back end of these cars if he wants any chance of winning this race. 1.7 now the gap, though, to Gurphy and CR7 Lings. Looks like he's going to be stretching his legs and running away with this. Very low, as Corey's going to make a move and try and pitch one down the inside. Sorry to cut you off there, Fortis, but very close there to the rear end. As the wingless Williams of Lil Corey still driving very well to say he's up in P4 with half a front wing. McLaren versus William, oh the 1990s, yes, bring us back to the good old days where engines sounded like engines and not like hairdryers. Maybe we're missing the script here. Maybe, as the top 5 now have stretched away from the rest of the field. 2.6 now the gap to Adblocks in P6, who is going to be battling heavy with Corksy in the Alpine. as we've got movement further down the field as Rico and Atomic look to be fighting away there for the final place in the top 10. Rico getting the better of his teammate this time around and is going to look to maybe chase after Firth and the rest of the pack ahead. They are indeed, as James has made a lovely little move there to get himself in between the proprietor of Tanadran and Corey in the Williams, and is now going to look to maybe charge afterwards, as maybe the Williams is going to actually look to shape up for another move here, as very close to the rear end. Battery is going to have to be spent here by James if he's going to want to hold that place, but does well, the RB driver. Now it needs to chase after Tanadran if he does not want to be attacked too heavily by the Williams, as it looks like the leader is under threat right now from the other Williams of Lings. Lovely little switch back there. Maybe once again for the Williams. No, nothing there. Going to have to sit behind and look for another area to attack the Papaya car, as this is pulled now Tanadran into the fight, as welcome everybody. 5-way car. That's words, English. Jesus Christ, I am not having a fun time with this. You could throw a blanket over these cars are that close. There we go. Whew. Somebody reset highway. Yep, somebody needs to reset highway. Whew. Right, let's try that again. Here we go. Right. Lap coming to the end of lap 20 now, onto lap 21. 10 laps to go. I can never remember how the count fingers. Lil Corey has picked up another time penalty and is dropped off the back end of Tanadran, so it's looking like it's going to be a 4-way fight now for the race win and the podium positions. One unfortunate racer is not going to get a podium though. Who will that be, as Gurphy is under threat here, low battery, as the Williams is looking once again to shape a move. Nothing once again that he can do into turn 3, but battery is not really on his side. The Papaya in front has got 10% on top of his, so oh no, this is going to end Bradley, as round the inside, James, can he get the move done? The Papaya goes off the track and retains the place. Maybe he should give that back. I'm not entirely sure what the rules would be on that. You'll have to fill us in on that one, Fortis, but James, unfortunate in his attempt there to get back onto the top spot, as we have a yellow flag in the background. It looks like an Alpine of Lil Corey has gone very deep into the final sector. I don't know where the crossover point is. I don't know corner names either. I need to learn more. He has kept going though, so no need for a safety car this time, but Mylander, your presence is not needed. Please don't interrupt this fight, as James is going to look to shape a move around the outside of our race leader of the Gurphy. Once again, that inside line proving to be king here. And once again, James is going to have to sit behind the Papaya car of the Gurphy. It just feels so weird saying that, I'm not going to lie. P5 and 6 indeed, as a little bit of contact on the what looked like the rear end of the Williams onto the McLaren there, as James has taken the race lead from Gurphy and is going to now look to want to run away. Battery down to nothing right now, as Gurphy has got a bit more in the bank. Around the outside, little bit of a squeeze of the car there. It's a big spin from James and a contact with the Williams. The Papaya of Tanadran looking to maybe capitalise. Unfortunate contact there. Not entirely sure, as a little bit of a wide berth from Lings onto the gravel there, as Tanadran is now going to want to shape up a move and maybe challenge here for the race win. Contact right there. It did look like a very late kind of coming across there from James, not really giving the Papaya any room. Karma unfortunately said none of that and has back-hanged James in that, as Firth has retired in the pit lane from this race. Unfortunate there, Firth, as Tanadran has made a move down the inside. He's going to battle all the way with the Williams. Nope, he has got that move done and is now going to look to maybe overtake his teammate down the inside. His teammate, no fight there from him, and he's going to let him run away with this. Maybe play the ultimate team game here. Who knows, as Slipstream is going to help him in this fight, though, with no blue battery, blue chicken. He has indeed. What a turnaround in just a lap, as Lings has picked up a 3-second time penalty. That is certainly going to drop him out of contention for a race win, podium, or anything right now, as James has rejoined this party. You gotta say, 1.5 seconds the gap was from James to this pack, and in a lap and a bit he has managed to reclose in that gap. Adblocks. We do indeed. Absolute carnage, as Ahmad has made a move on Rico for P7. It looks like the battling is going to continue through turns 1, 2, all the way down to 3. It looks like Rico has got that move done. The Haas driver looking to maybe now chase after Coxey forever. No. Certainly is. 1.2 now the gap. He's got to be careful not to obviously lose too much pace and speed, as James has made a move around the outside. What a send there from James. Not going to let the Papaya car slow him in his chances to take a race victory here from his championship rival, who has unfortunately taken it all. James now going to have to close that 1 second gap. Maybe he's going to miss out on overtake. Who knows? Has he managed to close that gap? They are indeed, as James did manage to get the blue on his overtake, so he can look to maybe chase after Tanadran. However, his battery is very diminished. It's sitting at 0 already. He's going to have to recover if he is going to want to look to challenge and then run away for this race victory from Tanadran, who is looking to try and pull the gap now, as James has picked up a 3-second time penalty. It's gone from bad to worse for James. The recovery to then get in a 3-second time penalty. Race win is not going to be on the cards here for James, but can he run away with Tanadran and pull a gap on the McLaren and Williams of Lings? Looks like Gurphy is set to now get a P2. This is huge, as Adblocks has made a move on Cox forever. Lovely little move here from the Ferrari and the Alpine, still fighting hand over fist, as it's looked to invite Rico and Ahmad into this party, and it's going to be a 4-way battle now for 5th place as well. Action all up and down this field, as Adblocks has fallen 3 places in the space of 1 sector. Adblocks is disconnected and needs another invite. I will get an invite sent into you, my friend. 1 second. There you go, Adblocks. Get yourself back in. Side by sides into turn 3, 4. Can the Williams stick it around the outside, not pick up another warning? He does indeed make that move stick. What a move there from Lings on Gurphy. Looking to... Oh, a little bit of contact from the Papaya car onto the Williams. Got to be very careful not to be hitting them too often, otherwise you may get a penalty should that be reported. Out of battery now for the Williams. The McLaren looking to maybe send a move round the outside into turns 7, 8 and 9. Can he make that move stick? He does indeed. What a send from the McLaren car. Back up into P3 and is looking to maybe run away as the Williams is going to look to come back once again. Oh my god, yo-yo racing at its finest around the outside. Can the Williams go off the circuit? He's pushed, no room given by the Gurphy there. That is definitely going to have to be looked at, as that was not very fair racing. Forced off the track. This is fantastic battling. It is indeed, as James has managed to get ahead of Tanadran. Tanadran realising he does not need to fight with the RB driver, just needs to stick to the rear end of that car. As it looks like a Mercedes and a Williams at the back are having a very rough time of it right now. Spin out of the final corner for Spyro, and it looked like... who was that? It looked like Corey, who had no front wing at all on that Williams. Looks like he is definitely going to need to box for a new one with 2 laps to go. That is very bad news, Bears. All this fighting. It is P3. No, it will be P3. But James has managed the 3-second gap at the moment. 3.9, 4 seconds now, the gap to the top 2. It looks like James is going to be able to secure himself at least a P2, should he not bottle the final few laps, as the Papaya car is going to look to send a switch back on the Williams here. Going into the final corners, more contact between the two, more contact between the two. Oh my days. Boys, calm down. You need to get to the end of this race. Oh my god, as we are going on to the penultimate lap of this race, your race leader James with a 3-second time penalty over his championship rival and championship winner of Tanadran. Gurphy and Lings providing all the entertainment we could need right now, as they battling is continuing lap after lap for this final spot on the podium. Granted, Lings has a 3-second time penalty, but he doesn't care. He just wants to fight, and as he should rightfully do so, because you never know what penalties might go your way as more contact to the rear end. It does indeed, or maybe just entertainment for the fans, as the Williams may be looking to shape up another move. No, thinks better of it this time. Maybe a bit of battery coverment, as the McLaren has run very wide, and says thank you very much, does Lings, and he can run away now. 7 tenths the gap, 9 tenths the gap. Can he pull this without over a second, or can the McLaren car stick within? It looks like he might have... Oh, has it? He was just out. The game has not been very kind to him this time, as a Williams is going to stay very much out of the way. Very well played there from Corey. Thank you very much. Oh, Corey. 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 That's a race ban right there. That's a season ban. That should be right there. As contact all throughout the field now, as RVK has been caught up and has a 3-second time penalty, needing to run wide. I'm not entirely sure why he was... Why would you even think that is okay in a league race? Like, not even. Jesus Christ. It has indeed. Let's not get too distracted. We are on the final lap of this race, and James, granted with a 3-second time penalty looming over him, has managed to pull a 1.2 second gap to Tanadran, but is not going to have enough in the bottle, but will be our on-track race winner going across the line, until penalties are applied, obviously. But a very commendable drive there from James, I want to say. Very well done in qualifying, very well done in the race. Take a bow, my friend. That's P2 on the, across the line, though, with that penalty. Tanadran, your championship leader, is today's race winner. Once again, another dominant performance from a man who just stayed alive and stayed out of the danger. What a race. as more contact here as Corey finds himself in the wall towards the final end of this race. RVK having DNF'd. I'm assuming that's after he's crossed the line, so he shouldn't lose any more places. Corey is retired from the session, rightfully so. You don't deserve to cross the line. That was just appalling driving standards. Atomic Sniper picks up a lovely P9 in this race. Spyro crosses the line for P10 in the Mercedes. RVK is falling down, having DNF'd, but he was a little bit up the grid. I don't know if that's going to affect the standings or not. Got to be careful with this sort of stuff, RVK, just to let you know. Morty crosses the line to take P11, and then we'll wait for our final race driver of Itchy Patch Tech to take the final spot on the grid. Itchy Patch Tech. It's Super Tech, and mate, my brain don't work like that. It's your patch day. I will collect the race directory and incidents. I'll let you kind of talk through that end of that race, mate. It certainly was a hell of a shame that we were robbed of a lovely little battle. Granted, there was a lot of contact between the two drivers, but all's fair in love and war. I think a little bit of tyre rubbing is fine. Obviously, there's a few incidents that would definitely need a good look at there, but I had to kind of go fast forward towards the end, but I just about got to the bottom. Hopefully that is readable for the stewards and everybody. I do apologise. I tried. But yeah, no. Very much robbed of a lovely battle for the final spot on the podium. A very great P3 there for Mr. Iho. P3 on debut. GG's, my friend. GG's. Is that J-Links? Ah, fair play. Fair play. Yeah, some lovely battles there. Unfortunate that your battle got robbed away from you on that final fight. We were very, very interested in that battle between you two for the final spot on the podium. It was very interesting. It certainly was. For those last 3 laps of that race, we were glued to you two, battling back and forth. We were trying to, obviously keep everyone engaged, but yous were the highlight towards the end of that race until the unfortunate Corey incident. Now, do we have time for a couple of interviews? I do believe indeed, and let's see if we can maybe entice our championship winner and race. Let's do it. Welcome, James. Great podium there. Lovely racing. Yeah, it's fine to say, yep. I mean, we've got the race directory, so should you wish to maybe make an appeal, like, we'll have a look into it, maybe. But yeah. Ah, man. But you had to think for a moment in that race when you kind of got a little bit crossways with CRL7. Uh, a 1.5 the gap was for one lap before you managed to pull yourself back onto that lead fight and give yourself another chance to go for the race win. How did you? What was going through your head in that moment? Like, talk us through it. Well, the last few laps and that little bit of contact, obviously a great little recovery. It certainly didn't. However, you gave it a good old try. Well, obviously, you got it down to 1.5, but with a few as laps as you had left, maybe maybe you just needed maybe one or two more, or get uh, certainly. No, no, it's all good. It's all Well, I mean, if it was Corey, then there's gonna be a yeah, good, quite confident. Let me just bring up the championship standings. Granted, we can't include the points from this race because it's not been finalised yet. But the gap between you and second place from Monza was 28 points between you and Adblocks, who you did manage to outscore today, provisionally. Obviously, penalties pending. We don't know what's going to happen. It certainly is indeed. But yeah, no, I think a P7 or 8 finish for Adblocks, unfortunately, with a late disconnect. Wasn't able to get back in and recover. No, not feeling confident. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, you've got a week to practice. Who knows what could happen? You've also got a practice race on Friday as well, because I'm sure you'll be signing up for that one. So who knows what could happen? Well, hopefully you can next week break that duck and get your first. Is it your first race win that you're chasing still? Let me have a look. Yeah, no, yeah, you are. You are still chasing a win. You are the highest person out of the top five to not have a race win on 143 points. RVK got caught up in a lot of contact towards the end. Yeah, he DNF'd at the end of the race, and it dropped him from like P7 or 8 or something like that down to wherever he finished to P12. Um, we'll be able to see it like on the watch back of the stream. But yeah, no, James, thank you very much for joining us in the interview. Hopefully we can do it again next week when you get that maiden victory. It will come, my friend. It will come. It does. I Well, there's certainly going to be a few questionable connections in that race, wasn't there? Like, unfortunate, the only person who gave you a challenge and took your pole position away from you, Razza. Such a long race, I completely forgot about him. Razza, he certainly came out of the blocks, didn't think anybody was going to challenge you. Well, just to say, there was a prediction on what the pole lap time would have been, and neither me or Fortis believed in you to get any better than point .5. So to smash us out of the waters with a point .3, you did some amazing work for that lap. So credit where credit is due, but it was unfortunate to see it get snatched away at the depths on the very last lap. Wow. Everybody had burnt most of their battery down the first two straights. They were recovering. Tanadran won it, Ethan, mate. Tanadran won it with James. James crossed the line first, but had a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately. But anyway, James, thank you so much for joining us, my friend. We do need to move on to the next one, as we are going to run short on time. So thank you very much, James, and hopefully you do get that maiden win next week. Getting all in next. Wow, that's a time going back in time there. Oh, Raza, who had a massive disconnect. It was a moment we caught up on stream that I was watching that battle very closely. I was thinking, oh, teammates are going to work together here to block the Williams, and the opposite thing happened. He blocked you in the early stages of the race, but then he was pretty helpful in towards you for in the second half of that race. Papaya rules is gone now, I guess. A disconnect spun by your own teammate also got killed in the race. It wasn't Gurphy that got you, James, mate. It was LR CRL7 that got you. It wasn't Gurf. Yeah, but not answering stupid questions. That's true. That's all you need to do. But no, Tanadran, another commanding race win there. All right, you did. However, you kept it within the 3 seconds. Time could have easily slipped away from you with the race pace that James was showing throughout that Grand Prix. 5/10 of a second clear of the rest of the grid was James's race pace over everybody else's. Battery management was very king for him. So you've done very well to actually hold on and actually be able to claim that race victory. So I will say commanding. Good commanding victory. Oh, wait. It was also on my stream as well. I was watching through the broadcast at the time. I didn't know if you've had flicking across to them or not, but I was on yours the whole time. We did indeed. I'm streaming from my personal account, Highway98, or It's Rage Lad. I think I'm actually on Twitch. I should probably. My VOD will appear on my YouTube channel, Highwire98. Certainly. I will link it once it goes live. Ah, certainly. I'll make sure that gets sent over to you. But yeah, no. So Las Vegas next week. Confidence must be pooling right now. Another race win, looking like it could be in the bag for you. Chill equal confidence. It's it. I think it's going to be another race just kind of like Australia was, where obviously battery is going to be deployed in different sectors by different people. Everyone's deployment's going to be a little bit different. The straight after. I feel like that's going to be a sector you don't burn too much. Oh wait, reminder for Fortis. Atomic has a reminder. Las Vegas is easy on the battery, according to Noel. I mean, there's some very heavy braking zones, and obviously the 90% lift that you on the throttle that you can do. You probably save quite a lot of battery for each of the straights, I can imagine. So I feel like it will be a lot closer to like a race around Australia that we've just had than we might be anticipating. But who knows? LMU race incident is what he's trying to warn you about, by the way, Fortis. Fair play. Have you got any more questions for Tanner John? Just reverse off the start straight. Hmm. Frankie is asking, could we pull the incident up on stream whilst we're all here? There we go. uh, which part are you recreating? The whole 21 season or just a few? Few. It was going down the main start finish straight where Corey was kind of getting out of the way for what we thought was getting out of the way nicely. It was the last lap. Going on to the last lap down the main finish straight into turn one. So it's literally they cross the line onto the final lap, and then it literally happens there. Corey's obviously to the right hand side of the track, and you think he's getting out of the way for both cars, but that might have been me bringing it down by accident when I was streaming on it last and forgot to change it back. a a complete robbery. It was complete robbery because we were absolutely focused on that battle. Like the you two obviously clear in front was like we completely got lost on your fight and was just focused on these two. We were indeed, Pat. We were robbed. We were robbed of a great last lap battle. They gave us two beautiful laps prior to that of some, obviously granted some little argy-bargy moves, but like, you know, on the edge, it was pretty nice to watch. Obviously great to commentate, very exciting, getting the good old ticker pumping. Yeah, completely. Like there's one thing about blocking them, like by jumping back on the racing line and then doing a late move back off, but then to purposely drag them off the circuit and not only then put them into the wall, giving them wing damage. Yeah, no, that's if there's ever been an intentional wreck, that is the perfect definition of it right there. Yeah, definitely, definitely. However, we are gonna need to try and wrap things up because I do need to get a bit of a shift on and get some things ready for work tomorrow. So let's kind of finalise this for us. What a race it has been around Australia here today. It never does disappoint. Another scintillating race. Another race win for our championship winner of Tanadran. Can he do it again next week in Las Vegas? You'll have to show up next Sunday to find that out. I've been Highwire. My co-commentator has been Fortis. This has been TTYB. Thank you very much and good night.